of adults sat in a room and decided that this was okay.
Coach Jason Capson here.
Coach Jason Capson here again with another treadmill talk, or treadmill rant, I should say. Let's jump right into this today. So I'm sure many of you have heard about the controversy surrounding a new category that was introduced at a pro show. No, it wasn't a pro show, it was a show. Just a show, an amateur show in Brazil. Men's wellness. Bodybuilding for me. Again, I'm old school and I always talk about this, and I apologize if this bores you, but bodybuilding to me is bodybuilding. When I was competing back in the day, that was a long time ago, I know, but there was bodybuilding. There was bodybuilding and that was it. There was men's bodybuilding and there was women's bodybuilding. And somewhere along the line, there were some decisions made with regards to women's bodybuilding specifically. And we'll just talk about that because I was there, I was alive, I was competing at the time when this was happening. When the women's bodybuilding kind of, in their opinion, got out of control. And they just didn't want women competing in bodybuilding looking like men. And then they introduced the physique division. For women, they introduced physique. And what physique was originally designed to do, it was designed to bring in a look for women that they felt, the judges felt, the powers that be felt, was still bodybuilding, but still with a feminine look or feminine feel. Now that's very subjective. You know, what's feminine to one person may not be to another, and vice versa. But anyways, there was bodybuilding, and you know, in the bodybuilding divisions, there was weight categories for men, there was weight categories for women, there was a couples division, and I competed in a couples division. We won a title in the couples division, and that's really all there was. And then physique came along, and then you add figure to that, and then you add bikini to that, and then in the men's you had physique, and you had classic physique, and you had bodybuilding, you had open bodybuilding. In my opinion, here's where there's a problem. Introducing divisions and making divisions, designing divisions, just for the sake of having another division so that you can basically have a division for everything and everyone of every age, every size, I know the promoters work really hard. Some of my best friends are promoters, and they're amazing people, and I know they have to survive. They got to keep these shows going, and the problem is bodybuilding's dying. You know, traditional open bodybuilding, the way that I knew it back in the day, was dying. I think we're starting to see a little resurgence, but true bodybuilding, you can't have a show with 10 competitors, and that's what was happening. There wasn't enough competitors. So they introduced these new divisions. Bikini exploded. It became the number one division. Now here's where I have a problem. There is some controversy right now with regards to a male competitor in Brazil competing in a new division called men's wellness. The internet exploded, YouTube exploded. Everybody just went crazy over this, saying that it was, what's happening to the sport of bodybuilding? This is nonsense. This shouldn't happen. They basically made this division for this one gentleman who wanted to go in wellness, and he competed. They gave him a trophy, and it was fine. The head of the IFBB came out and said that there will not be a men's wellness division introduced into the IFBB. He said that. Mannion said that, and the problem is you can't just say that, because if there's enough demand, which I don't know, maybe there will be, maybe there won't be, I don't know. But if there's enough demand, you probably are going to have to introduce that division, because if there's enough people that want to compete in that division, then you'll have to have that division. Again, will there ever be? I doubt it. But here's where I have a problem. Here's where I have a big problem. So this gentleman came out and said he wanted to go into the wellness division, wanted to have a wellness division for himself, for men's wellness. And all this controversy, everybody went crazy. Everyone went crazy. The internet blew up. But yet, very little has been said, as far as I can see. Very little was said, as far as I can see. When the bikini division introduced they basically said that if, as long as you're a teenager, 13, that you can compete in bikini. Now, I'm not sure where it is now with regards to the age limits. I think the IFBB made some adjustments because there might have been a little bit of pushback. I know, this photo, this comes from the Arnold's, I think it's the Arnold Amateur, obviously it's the Arnold Amateur. And this is a 14-year-old competing in bikini. Now, I've got a huge problem with this. A huge problem with this, not only because I have 2 daughters, but I have a problem with a promoter and judges and audiences cheering this on or promoting this type of thing. Men's wellness, this is a grown-ass man. He's an adult. He can make a decision. He can do whatever he wants. These are 13, 14, and 15-year-old children. These are still minors getting up on a stage in a thong bikini, for the most part, and walking around a stage and turning around and bending over. How? What group of people, this is what I want to know, what group of people, what group of adults sat in a room and decided that this was okay? What group of adults decided? Anybody that's been involved in the bodybuilding world for any length of time, when you look at a bikini competition, these are very, very fit female competitors, adults, who are competing in these categories, in these classes. And some of the poses can be a little uncomfortable. My question is this: you're not okay with men's wellness, but you're okay with 13 and 14 and 15-year-olds competing in bikini and walking around on a stage in a thong. Bodybuilding is a hardcore sport. It's very, very difficult. It's hard for an adult to navigate that properly, let alone a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. So my question is this, for all those folks, all you people out there tell me why you have a huge problem with men's wellness, but yet you didn't seem to have much of a problem with 13 and 14 and 15-year-olds competing in bikini. So that's what I want to know. Where do you stand on both sides? Let me know. Put it in the comments below. Tell me what you think. What do you think about men's wellness? What do you think about 13, 14, 15-year-old bikini competitors? Where do you stand? What are your thoughts on that? I'm not against 13, 14, 15-year-olds going to the gym. I'm not against them working hard, training hard, building muscle. I think that's great. I think it's the greatest thing. I think bodybuilding is the greatest sport on earth for an adult. And if you're 13, 14, and 15 years old, you should not be competing in bikini competitions in front of a group of adults who have made the decision that that's okay. Whatever comments you want to leave the comments, because I know the comments are coming. But if you think it's okay for a 13, 14, or 15-year-old to compete in bikini, you're wrong. I actually have no problem with men's wellness. None, zero. Here's the thing. We've already opened up Pandora's box. We've already opened it up. There's more divisions than people. I personally prefer that it go back to bodybuilding and have bodybuilding be a sport unto itself. Bodybuilding, just bodybuilding. Men's bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding, the end. And make some very strict criteria as to what that actually means and score down the things that, you don't fit the criteria of what true bodybuilding means. It's gotten crazy out there. But again, you have your opinion. That's mine. Take it for what it's worth. But let me know what you think. I think that, men's wellness, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think men's wellness is going anywhere, and I think bikinis for 13, 14, and 15-year-olds should be outright barred, banned, eliminated. No. 16 is still young, but I think that should be at least the minimum. I think 18 is fantastic. I think 18, when you're an adult and you want to get up on stage and do that, that's great. Train your butt off when you're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, compete at 18. Okay, I'm good with that. I know there's gonna be a lot of comments, but tell me where you stand, and onwards and upwards. Coach Jason Capson, thanks for tuning in. Take care, guys.